I'm Amy Anderson and you're watching OptionRally TV. Take your position with OptionRally brokers. Click the link to my right and get more information on binary options with OptionRally. Now here's what's happening today, September 30th, 2013 in the market. Investors keep an eye on the White House. Oil hits a 3-month low. And lastly, Canada is releasing the gross domestic product. Your profits are starting now. The Canadian dollar was little changed against the US dollar at the end of the week as investors remain on the sidelines amid concerns over a US government shutdown. Investor sentiment was hit by concerns that political wrangling in Washington could lead to a government shutdown and create a drag on fourth quarter economic growth. The non-farm payrolls report is due at the end of this week. Will that show any kind of strength and indication to Bernanke that he can start ending the bond buying program? The US to Canadian dollar closed last week with highs of 1.0332 and has gone down to 1.0314 continuing this morning. For loonie trading today, it is recommended to consider a call option when the price hits 1.0325 and to consider a put option when the price hits 1.0302. Crude oil futures fell to a 3-month low on Monday as growing worries over a looming U.S. government shutdown coupled with concerns over China's economic strength weighed on appetite for growth-linked assets. Political wrangling in Washington over funding for President Barack Obama's healthcare law continued over the weekend, fueling fears over the prospect for a U.S. government shutdown. Meanwhile, in China, data released earlier in the day showed that China's HSBC manufacturing index was revised down to 50.2 from an initial reading of 51.2 this month, indicating that the recovery in the world's second largest economy remains fragile. Economists had expected an unchanged reading. The Iranian president said he wanted to strike a deal with the Western powers over Iran's nuclear issue, weighed on oil prices. Market players expect Iranian crude to be re-entered global markets in due course. Will the talks between the U.S. and Iran finally normalize relations between the two countries? Oil, after a high of 104.92 last week, kept heading down to 101.73. For black gold trading today, it is recommended to consider a call option when the price hits 103.02 and a put option when the price hits 101.47. Today in the market, Canada is releasing the gross domestic product. This measures the annualized change in the inflation-adjusted value of all goods and services produced by the economy. It is the broadest measure of economic activity and the primary indicator of the economy's health. A higher than expected reading should be taken as positive for the CAD, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as negative. The forecast is for it to be 1%. Tune in today at 1:30 GMT and get ready to trade the loonie. I'm Amy Anderson. Follow me Monday through Friday right here on my channel and at OptionRally.com. See you tomorrow.